welcome back to SAS Enterprise Guides. This is video number 3. My name's Chris. Today we're going to talk about the PROC SQL procedure and not the auto-exec function, which I said at the end of video number 2, so I apologise. That's coming in video number 4. So PROC SQL in SAS is basically telling SAS that we're going to write some SQL code in the SQL procedure. So by writing PROC SQL, that's telling SAS, and it calls the SQL procedure for you. Create table, and then the name of the table, in this instance we're calling it X, tells SAS to create a table called X. Now you need the word as after you name the table. So you'd have create table, the name of it, as. Next would be the select. Now you can have select star, which is going to select and bring back everything in the dataset you're looking at to view. You can just select one or various columns or everything in the select. The from specifies the table or data sets that you're going to be querying. The where subsets the data based on a or many conditions. You can have where, condition, and condition, and condition, as many as you want. The group by classifies the data into groups based on the specified column or columns. Order by basically sorts the resulting rows or observations by the specified columns you want to order it by. And the quit tells SAS that you're ending the PROC SQL procedure. So let's go ahead and write a little bit of PROC SQL code. So let's start by PROC SQL semicolon. Create table. Create table, calling it X as. Now that's going to create a temporary data set called X. When you come out of SAS, whether you save the code or not, you're not going to have that X table stored anyway, so it's a temporary table. If you didn't want it to be hard stored, then you want to put it in a lib name or put it in the folder dictated by your lib name. So we could say data.x, and that's going to create the table X, and it's going to save it in the lib name data, which is C SAS data data. But in this instance, we're just going to create a temporary data set X as. Select star for everything from. Now we're going to use the dataset that we imported in the last video. So we'll go down here, double click. This is the dataset we imported. Go to the log, and then you can very quickly, where are we? Copy the path. Go back to your program. Paste it in there. So we're going to from data.sample superstore sales. Look, we're not going to have a where at this stage. We're just going to go straight into the quit. Just so it's a very simple bit of code. Just as an example. So we're creating the table X, which is a temporary table, selecting everything from our dataset data.sample superstore sales. And as you should be able to see in the next few seconds, that's brought everything back from that data set. So we can add one or multiple where clauses, which will subset the data based on the conditions that we stipulate based on any of these fields. So let's bring everything back with a high order priority, just as an example. So if we, after the from, if we put where order underscore priority equals, then in quotation marks, high. Run that. So that will only bring back the rows that have the order priority of high, because we've stated that in our where clause. So we should see that in the resulting data set. Here we go. There. So only the order priority high have been brought back. So let's add an additional where clause in there, and let's put order quantity less than 20, and let's reduce it down somewhat. So after the where clause we put and to tell SAS that it's another subset of the where clause. Order quantity less than 20. Run that code. then we should see order priority high and order quantity less than 20. There we go. So that's reduced that down quite dramatically. I think we had around about 8,300 rows in the dataset initially. We're down to 650 now with those two where clauses, so that's brought it down quite a lot. What we can also do is just in our select, we can only select the information that we want to see. So let's have a look at ship mode and profit. Where are we? There we go. So in your select, ship underscore mode, comma, profit. Run that. Now you don't have to put each select on a new line. I like to do so. I have certain ways in writing my SQL, but you could put straight after the ship mode, and as long as you've got the comma in between, that is fine. So let's see what we've got now. We should have ship mode and profit. Now you'll notice we've got two different columns in our where clause that we're not bringing out in the select. That's absolutely fine. As long as it's in the initial data set, there's no problems there at all. So we've got ship mode and profit. So that that's pretty simplistic, but that's some simple PROC SQL statements and procedures there. We can have a quick look at group by. So just to show you, let's have a look at the order first. Let's order it by profit. So order by profit, and that will order the resulting data set, the resulting output in X by profit, by the profit column. Unless you otherwise stipulate, SAS will by default order what's in the order by, as you can see, in ascending. So they're minuses. So the lowest there is minus 11,861. You can tell SAS to order it in descending by putting DESC for descending, and it should switch it round and give you the highest first, and now we're ordering a descending order value. So once it's run, we can see that. SAS is taking a little bit of time today. Here we go. There we go. So the highest profit there we can see is 8,417, and then it's ordered it in descending value. There we go. So the only other thing really to show you is the group by. So let's put a group by in our dataset creation here. So group by. Let's have a look. So what are we going to group by? Let's group by ship mode and sum up all the profit, so we can see by ship mode what's the most profitable. So you want to sum, open bracket, profit as, and let's call it sum profit. And then the group by, we're going to group by ship mode. So we're going to group all those together with however many observations there are, and then sum the profit within there. Hopefully that'll make sense. And then in the output, you should see very few observations within ship mode, just the number of unique ship modes there were, which is probably 3 or 4, I would guess. There we go, 3. So we've got delivery truck, express air, and regular air, and the profits that each one of those saw. But don't forget we've got where clauses in there as well, so that's not giving you the answer for the entire initial data set. That's only based on the 2 where clause expressions we had as well. So there we go. That's a nice little simple bit of PROC SQL code to show you how to manipulate a data set, select different observations and different columns and rows in the select and also the where clause, and also grouping things together and then doing a sum of certain numerical values. So next time, video number 4 will be the autoexec function and the autoexec file. Really useful, showing you how to automatically store variables into SAS for use. So hope you liked my video. Please rate, comment or subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks again.